for me, it's helpful to look at the whole history of how we got to where we are today. So, as you know, swims in the rain shadow, doesn't get much rain, and farming is almost impossible, at least to do it in any successful way without irrigation. So they start digging ditches to take water out of the river to irrigate the swim prairie in the 1890s. And 170 some miles of irrigation ditches throughout the valley, 11,000 or so acres of land irrigated, and water rights to take more water than was actually in the river in late summer out for irrigation brings us to where we are today, which with listed salmon runs. And so irrigators have stepped up to the plate. They've done a lot of work to conserve water. They've reduced their withdrawals by, they've saved about 20 cubic feet per second of water in the last 10 or 12 years, which is about 10% or about 20% of the low flows in the summertime. So it's a very significant amount of water that they've saved. And they've done that by, for the most part, piping leaky irrigation ditches. So we made a tremendous amount of progress. That's about half of the target, a little more than half the target of what was set for what they could reasonably achieve through conservation, the 20 cubic feet per second. And what's left to be done, it's getting harder and harder. It's more and more expensive to pipe these ditches. So it's a challenge that continues. And other options that are being looked at are storage. And storage can be reservoirs, which are also very expensive, or aquifer recharge. So for 100 years, water was leaking out of these ditches going into the aquifer, and now that's not happening anymore. But we have the potential to do it in a more deliberate, managed way. Take the high flows when the snow melt's coming down the river, take it off through the irrigation system, put it into the aquifer, which would bring up the water table and help increase flows later in the season when the snow melt isn't there anymore. So that's some of the things that we can do in the future.